At Microsoft, we use self-descriptions to help our attendees who may be blind to recognize who we are during the presentation. Hi, my name is Brian Collins. I am a male in his late 40s with gray hair. I'm wearing a black shirt today, standing in front of a gray spray-painted wall. Welcome to our International Day of Persons with Disabilities celebration. And today, we're going to travel the globe, visit our friends in Israel, Delhi, Texas, Ecuador, and learn more about our supported employment program from their parts of the world.
Welcome to the Supported Employment Program Microsoft World Tour. Aloha, my name is Austin LANDON. I have dark brown hair. I am also wearing a wavy polo shirt. Thank you for joining us in our celebration of International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Woohoo! Today we celebrate another year advancing disability, employment, and inclusion in our communities, and travel around the globe to meet some of our support employees and share stories of employment and journey with us. To all support employees who welcomed us with open arms, take a peek into your lives. Thank you for showing us the power of inclusion and importance of hiring people with disabilities. We have a great program ahead, but before we get to that, let me welcome our program manager, Miss Jillian McGuire, for some 2021 updates.
Thanks, Austin. I'm Jillian McGuire, and I manage the Microsoft Supported Employment Program. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a white woman with shoulder-length gray hair, and today I'm wearing a flowered shirt. Wow, what a year this has been. 2021 brought a lot of exciting growth and learning opportunities for our teams across the globe. While the pandemic has kept us all in different stages of opening, hiring teams and our champions of disability employment have been completely dedicated to keeping expansion a priority throughout this year. We now have a presence in 10 states and in 14 countries. We've onboarded new vendors and new job types in every portfolio, and recently we celebrated a huge milestone. We initially set out to hire 200 people, and I'm thrilled to share with you that we have long surpassed that goal with over 400 people hired, and we keep on growing. Our team takes the mission of this program really seriously, and that is to partner with vendors and local employment agencies to make a substantial difference in the lives of people with intellectual developmental disabilities. We know that the ripple effect of those 400 people cannot fully be quantified, but we are proud of this contribution to our communities, and we're going to keep pursuing our mission every day. Thank you to everyone who's been on this journey with us and joined us even through trying times. Today, we're here to celebrate with you too. We couldn't do this without you. And now, it's over to Lizzie with a few words to kick us off on our world tour.
Thank you, Jillian. My name is Lizzie Shin, and I am the Associate Project Manager for the Microsoft Support Employment Program. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm a white woman in my 30s with dark brown hair, blue eyes, and wearing a black shirt and gold necklace. Jillian and Austin really set the stage for why we're here today. This is an international journey that we are all on, and it continues to evolve year after year, and there are so many things that we have learned and collected along the way. Much of that has been really amplified through the shared experience of the pandemic. I think the biggest takeaway I have felt is our desire for community and connectedness. I'm so grateful for these opportunities to celebrate the program, lean into our community for storytelling, and use our platform to share what we know. We know people want to be included, to feel seen, to use their voices, and be heard. I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who contributed to our celebration today and for giving us all an opportunity to experience new cultures and countries, meet new people, and hear your stories, and to get us more connected than we have ever been before. Happy International Day of Persons with Disabilities. We're so happy you're here. And with that, let's get to our first stop on the world tour.
I'm Evan Rosenberg, and I work for one of the cafes on Microsoft's Red West campus in Redmond, Washington, in the United States.
My name is Brian Robert GALBRAITH. I work for Microsoft Building 112 in Redmond, Washington, and I love my job, and I love to work there.
Hi, my name is DIBEH, and I want to introduce myself to all of you. I worked for Microsoft for 30 years. I flat man.
My name is John T. Reyes, and I work at Microsoft Building, the Cafe 28. And my favorite things to do at work is to greet the customers.
Hi, my name is Ethan Harper, and I'm the Workplace Experience Manager for the Las Colinas campus in Texas. I am an adult male. I have dark hair and tan skin. And right now I'm wearing a white button-down shirt with some dark blue, thin pinstripe crisscross pattern lines. And I think if you look to the right of my shoulder, you might see a bonsai tree and maybe a hint of a blue mug.
Ethan, thank you for joining us all the way from Texas in the USA. Tell us how you got started with supported employment and what got you interested in the subject.
I'll tell you, my first experience with supported employment goes all the way back to high school. When I was in high school during gym class, we were given an opportunity to, instead of do gym, we would be able to go work with those that had intellectual and developmental disabilities, get some physical exercise. So I got the chance to do that. And every day, instead of going to gym, I worked with them. And it was just an incredible experience. You know, you get to work with these people, and quickly I picked up on it's more than just helping them exercise and do something in class. But really you're doing something greater. You're a part of something that's helping people do more and really enhance that public education experience that they're in at the moment.
And joining us from Delhi in India, my good friend Pinny. Hi Pinny, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Brian. It's a pleasure being with you today. And I was looking forward to this conversation.
Great. So can you tell us how you got started with your supported employment program?
Yeah, it's been many years now when we started, and it was on my first visit to the blind school in New Delhi. And when the director was walking us through the institution, it's part government, part corporate. And I just asked him a question: what do they do with all the education that they give the children, and how do they actually, use that? And it was heart-rending when he told me that we educate them and they have multiple degrees, but they don't have employability. And that's when he sort of stepped in and said, okay, let's see how we can partner with them. And then our sales and marketing champions, as always, came forward. And what they did was, of course, incredible. They set up a lab there, a Microsoft lab with our products to train and support the school. And we hired the first girl from there at our reception. That's where we started, Brian.
And now let's go to my good friend Oren in Al-Salia, Israel. Hi, Oren.
Hello, I'm Oren YERUSHALMI Rosenbaum, and I'm he pronounced, and I'm a male in my late 40s, and I have a white t-shirt with a kind of grayish hair. I'm wearing glasses, and I'm in the office, so you can see the background of the neighborhood.
So what's your favorite story, Oren, about supported employment and maybe the impact that that's had on a local family member or the community in which you live?
Well, I think it's a bit hard to choose one child and saying which child is your favorite, right? So I'll first state that one of our success altogether is that one of our supported employment team members joined Microsoft as an FTE, and that's amazing. And that's definitely a success story. As well as an example of one of our catering team members that joined the team as a courier, okay? And he wanted to do more, and he became a till manager, a point of sale manager, and he serves directly employees, and he knocked it out of the park. He is amazing.
Joining me now is my good friend Silvana from Ecuador in Latam. Silvana, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks to you for the time. This is Silvana Aguilar. I'm based in Ecuador, in the middle of the world. I am a Latin American woman with a long brown hair, using a black top and with a big smile.
Tell me about your favorite story of an employee and how it maybe impacted their family or community.
Yes, of course. All stories are great learnings. I would say Carmen Suarez's story. She's Mexican. She started with us 11 years ago, and the skills that she has developed in this time, it is tremendous. Now you can find her in Instagram. She's an activist supporting women with disabilities in the workplace. She has been invited to several events. She's talking about the benefits of hiring people with disabilities, mainly women. So this is also how to see she has growth.
How do you persuade then some of our local vendors to take on a program like this?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it persuasion. I would call it more having a simple conversation with them. We work real closely. We have great partnerships with our vendors that we work with on site. With that, we have a great history. And with our experience and our relationships that we have with them, there's a lot of confidence on both sides of the table. So I think, being CBRE, they quickly see how we reflect our RISE values daily. And knowing, I guess, what we're working with together, there's a lot of confidence knowing that if they're going to team up with something like supported employment, we're going to do it right, and it's going to be a successful program.
大家好，我是黄达耀，台湾人，在美国麦克作府上班。我喜欢上班，因为我可以学习很多东西，可以找很多朋友，可以赚钱买电动。
Can you say what your name is?
Michael Hardy.
Where do you work?
At Microsoft.
In Redmond?
Redmond, Washington.
Yeah. And why do you like working for Microsoft?
It's busy. You get a lot of things done.
Hi, my name is Nat Smith. I work to the Cafe 34 at Microsoft.
Cuéntenme en dónde se encuentran, en qué parte del mundo viven y cuál es su rol.
Pues yo comienzo. Bueno, yo soy Carmen Suárez, estoy como Facility Support para Microsoft México, principalmente en las oficinas de Santa Fe, y como digo, vivo en la Ciudad de México. en la zona donde está Microsoft, en Álvaro Obregón.
What do you think are some of their main concerns as they think about hiring people with disabilities?
Lack of knowledge causes fears, of course, and the main goal for us is to be with them, to feel in partnership, to work together. There are a lot of what-if questions that appears immediately. What if the resort doesn't comply with the scope? What is going to happen? Are you going to be happy, or probably are going to lose the contract? So no fears, we are together on this, we are going to make them grow, and that's it.
Mi nombre es Alicia Meléndez y estoy en la recepción de Microsoft en la gran ciudad de México, en Santa Fe, las instalaciones.
Namaskara, my name is R. Amlesh. I work in Microsoft mailroom as senior executive in Bangalore, India.
Hi everyone, this is Pravalika, working on sourcing in Microsoft campus located in Hyderabad. 3 things which I love working in Microsoft. 1, attending fun events. Oh my god, I can't tell you how I love attending fun events here. People will be so encouraging and we have a great time with our colleagues.
How did you persuade our vendors locally to employ those individuals?
See, our vendors sort of did have a challenge, and there were some questions that they asked me from insurance, from security, from risk. And I think I leveraged our brand, Microsoft brand. We sort of told them that we'll handhold in case there's anything that really does happen. But it's an opportunity that we have to push across. If we don't do that, we will not make that way, as I say, or the path is not carved. Today, Brian, let me tell you, I have so many corporate real estate people in the country asking where can they employ, how can they sort of initiate this empathy and passion in their organizations. And I think we really led the way with that.
I'd love to get a perspective from the other part of the globe.
For sure, they had their concerns as well as we had concerns, right? We were handling the concerns together and thinking about, are we doing it good enough? Are we setting the employees for success? Do we do the right steps? Did we take the extra measures to make sure that they are actually feeling comfortable in the role they're taking? So it is a partnership. It's a work in progress, as well as bringing professionals to support them. If it's a social worker or a personal social worker, work with the individual that knows the individual together with us. That's part of it. It's about being professional, about the story, about the individual, and how to find the right role for the right team.
Hi, my name is Gad. I'm working for Overseas Group on the Microsoft Syria campus located in Israel. My favorite thing about work at Microsoft is the people I'm working with.
Hey, my name is Omer Deliro. I work for Shoresh Hagalil, which is a landscaping company. I've been working in Microsoft over a year now, and I'm working in Microsoft as well.
My name is Tara. I work for Compass Group Cafe Advanta, Redmond, Washington. What I like about working, I have my best friend Levita, very nice coworkers. It's a very safe building, safe cafe.
Silvana, can you tell us how you're sourcing our candidates across the region? It must be very different country to country to find those candidates and to find the partners that we can work with.
Yeah, in Latin America, we have over 30 sites. So it is hard to find the correct partners. Then we have started working with these bodies in the first 7 countries, and we are really great. We are doing a great job. And also we found local agencies like CAPIS in Mexico, with whom we work perfectly 11 years. So we are partnered with them. And also we have another tool, which is the Knowledge Center that we have already launched, and we are using these resources.
Ethan, I'm sure there's a lot of potential candidates out there in Texas who are looking for work. And we know this community has been overlooked when it comes to being placed into the right jobs. Can you share maybe how you're sourcing candidates for us to look at for the jobs we have on campus?
Yeah, you know, we have a fantastic job coaching agency that we partner up with. And we have something exciting in the works with them that I'll be happy to share with you a little bit later. But they have a really good idea of what the candidate pool is within our Metroplex, and they work really closely with the schools. So together with them and the Texas Workforce Commission, we're able to get some great support in sourcing candidates when we have job opportunities available. And LifePath, they always go above and beyond for us. So they're there through thick and thin, and you know, even when they're I guess kind of as they near the end of their job coaching, if we still need them, they're always available at a moment's notice for us. Another great thing we got coming up that we're super excited about in Las Colinas is we're partnering up with LifePath, our job coaching agency. And they have been chasing this federal grant that's only awarded to 8 places in the United States. And we made some commitments to be a part of this program that they're trying to create. And you know, fortunately, it worked out. They got the grant. They're the only non-university business to actually receive this grant. And so what this is over the next 5 years, we're creating this project where we're helping those with intellectual or developmental disabilities that are leaving the public education system, transition into, you know, the real working world, and helping support them through mentoring or on-the-spot training to help them pursue either secondary education, career choices, or independent living, following their own aspirations. And we're going to do that through collaboration with our job coaching agency, but also a lot of the other big businesses that are surrounding the DFW Metroplex.
Hi, my name is Sabrina. I work for Microsoft in Bangalore, India, at prestige firms. My favorite thing working in Microsoft is it is the best employee engaging organization. Also, I have found many leaders who I admire.
I love the way you have that plethora of different jobs across our campus in India. Well done, that's great work. But what are some of the best practices you have developed in your region related to that inclusive hiring within the workplace?
Brian, the inclusive hiring was a challenge to start with. You know, everybody thinks it's too much work. And is it going to be successful? I think I'm a risk taker. I sort of said, let's try. If it doesn't work, so what? You know, we'll sort of look at another opportunity for any of these supported employee candidates. So once we cross that stage of that apprehension, or, you know, will that sort of really look nice? I think a reception concept was it has to look pretty, it has to look perfect, it has to look great. And I think I really turned it on its head. It doesn't look pretty, it doesn't look nice, but it's so productive. And I think that creating that impression and also showcasing how our products are so valuable and making it inclusive into everyone, exactly what you said, can we empower everyone on the planet?
Hello, my name is Tanya Harris, and I work for Startup Moving Companies here in Redmond, Washington, Willows Warehouse locations.
Hi, I'm Will SEARING. I work at the Redmond Microsoft. Microsoft 27 is part of my mission.
Silvana, can you share with us some of the best practices you found in hiring people with disabilities and inclusive hiring?
Well, first of all, the program. What we found in Latin America is that companies doesn't have a program, a programmatic review, etc. So we have the program, but this is in a high level. What we have developed after that, it was a playbook in order to facilitate the understanding and also the implementation of the program at local level. Because I can be supporting through LATAM, but I'm based in Ecuador, and I really don't know the reality of each country. And after that, the communication, the partnership, and another best practice is the ones that we are working with best buddies. For example, in terms of the hiring, the supporting, to be aligned in the expectations of what is going to be in the future after we hire that person. Because our goal is to be supporting along the years.
I really like that you're leveraging the tools that we've already created and of course your own lessons in your particular region. But maybe you could share with us some of the other lessons that you've learned that might be applicable to our friends around the world.
Well, to be patient first, and second, to be open. To be open to know what are the fears of the supported employees, the partners, etc., and improve the program. The program needs to be constantly be updated. And new practices in the market.
Brian, the lessons are, I think the biggest one is how can we be thoughtful? How can we be empathetic? How can we include everybody? Forget about the gender inclusion which it started with. Now it's inclusive in the real world. We are including everybody who we give a chance to. And I think that's a huge lesson for everybody to take home. And let me share a little snippet with you. When we have families coming to the office and the children getting to meet some of our supported employment, I think that's a huge impact. The empathy starts there. Maybe we sort of take it for granted, but it's the generations next who need to understand how important it is to be inclusive in this world.
I would say that the lesson learned across of the various teams, the various members that we have, is that it's not a one-time thing and it doesn't have a magic wand that just makes it happen. You have to constantly look at it and revisit it. You need to talk it, to bring it to the weekly meetings with your suppliers and your vendors, to ask questions, to ask how are they doing, to ask can we do more, to ask do you have enough knowledge about. All of these, showing the interest, actually brings everybody very much to the same point of understanding this is part of any discussion and every agenda that we are going to talk between now and your renewal of the contract. It's between now and checking about how are your employees doing. So it's all about constant checking and working together towards a better success for this work.
I would say one thing to always remember is when you're bringing in an employee, you want to make sure that you're matching skill to the scope of work being performed. It's so easy to get really hyped up and super excited to just, jump in the deep end. But we also got to remember that I believe, in my opinion, the longevity of this program, the secret to it is the motivation and the inspiration to do something great. But it's also bringing in people that can do the work, but do it well.
Why is it important to hire people with disabilities? I'm gonna tell you all why. We are independent, we are hardworking, we are absolutely great company to have around. We like being included.
I want people to know that hiring people with a disability can be a good thing because people with disabilities can be accommodated with different things so they can feel comfortable in their jobs. For example, if someone were vision impaired or totally blind, they can have braille print or etc.
I am hardworking and friendly, and I love being there.
People also can get a job and work hard.
I do the best I can so I can impress everyone around me. And that's what I do best at work.
It'd be good for the business.
It's good for the business?
You get business built up how you want it, you know.
We are very important to the community, and we are not different. We have a lot of abilities.
不偷懒，我努力工作，谢谢麦克政府给我机会上班。
Because I want to help other people. That's my responsibility. So the reason why they hired me because they like the way I organize like that. Especially I was good at technology skills.
請我哋啲人啦就唔會偷懶啦，好勤力㗎。最後多謝 Microsoft 俾咁好嘅份工俾我哋做，多謝。
I think in general, when you're talking about people with disabilities, you should hire them because first of all, it's the right thing to do. Second of all, it's a win-win. The company enjoy the workie and the workie enjoy the company.
Is to get confidence and fulfill my family responsibilities. Thank you.
Because we are independently equally hardworking and we are equal to everyone, it's more important to us to have a job here. Thank you.
Every human does go through tough phases in life, and so do I. Even in such cases, Microsoft has hired is like my second home. Global people do get chances to help themselves that they not lesser than able, healthy people.
I feel happy and great and wonderful for 112. I've been here.
Thank you for hard work. Disability people, great team, co-workers, and to my boss too. Aloha, I'm Austin Landon. I'm happy to be me, and I'm happy and thankful that I have a disabilities. Mahalo. Thanks.
I've really enjoyed having the opportunity to chat with our friends around the world today. Sharing this discussion shines a light on all the wonderful work we've accomplished over this past year together. It gives us the inspiration and motivation to continue our journey in championing inclusivity for people with disabilities by building a bridge that encourages partnerships to give them the opportunities that enrich their lives, allowing them independence and give them a platform for their voices to be heard. To learn more about supported employment, please check out our website at aka.ms/supported employment. Thank you for joining us for our world tour today. We appreciate you and all the great work that you do. Happy International Day of Persons with Disabilities.